Today, guys, a lot of blood in the streets. That's right. We're seeing red candles everywhere. We're seeing Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, all getting massive red candles today. Some up to 40% and pulling back now about 10% on average. So check this out. We'll go into it. Let's have a look as to why this has happened. Most people are wondering why is this happening now? Seems to be such a good bull run. But before we get too carried away, we'll have a look at the charts and we'll go into some analyticals here. The biggest cryptocurrency dropped from 60,000 to 52,000 in 15 minutes during the Asian session. That is Bitcoin, of course, liquidating almost $4 billion worth of positions. That's huge. So does Asia think something's happening in Bitcoin? Do they believe that Bitcoin's reached its all-time high and its top, and it's potentially time to roll over? Who knows? We've also got in America, USA, the Treasury is planning to charge several financial institutes for money laundering using cryptocurrencies. I wonder if they're after the ones with the USD as well. It's probably the most common money laundering currency there is. But anyway, CoinDesk is unable to identify and verify any pending government actions. So whether that's true or not, we're not sure. It sounds like it's just rumors for now. And another one here, we're looking at, I think Coinbase would be a logical one, where the NASDAQ traders, which was launched on the 14th of April, some of these cryptos, we're talking about traders coming in, capitalizing with huge amount of leverage. You know, they only need 10-20% and they're happy because they're at multiples of 100, and so then they might put in millions of dollars and then take out millions of dollars, and that might help create a lot of selling pressure in the market, and that obviously busts any euphoria that's being experienced. But obviously at the moment we have been experiencing a lot of euphoria. The charts have been climbing, and so almost as a trader looks at it, you'll say that it's time for a correction. Now, my belief, if we have a look here, is that it's actually just to do with the simple TA that we've got a bear market. Sorry, not a bear market, a bearish divergence. So we've got two tops on the RSI that are lower, but yet the chart is presenting a higher tops. So that in itself says, okay, there's going to be some sideways motions or potentially a down reversal of the uptrend. And that's exactly what we've witnessed here. If you have a look in the chart, I'll go back to the simplified light chart there. So we'll just delete that. And okay, sorry, one sec. Boom. That's the one. Okay, so here, I wish they made it a little bit easier. There we go. All right, so if you have a look here, there's parabolic uptrend that we've been in with Bitcoin. Reached the top here in $85,000 in Australia, and then we've witnessed this huge bar. It's a weekly bar, so we'll go to the daily actually. So at the top here we had a indecisive bar, and then we had a push down to press towards what are we talking, $79,000. And obviously they woke up today and said, all right, this bearish divergence needs to play out, so it might be time to short. So everybody's jumped in, shorted it, and you can see there's plenty of selling pressure, and that would have triggered the retail customers, retail buyers to actually sell off as well, because they've got their stop losses in place. Now if you travel too close with the stop loss, which just means you say to your exchange, if a price hits below, I want to sell and close my position, and you can choose a percentage, or you can just do 100%, which would keep it easier for your tax calculations. Well, in this case, people would have been putting their stop losses just below this point here. That one there's $74,000, so that would have just triggered a whole bunch of stop losses, and that obviously is something that benefits the exchanges, because people are liquidated, and that benefits them because they get the money. But then obviously the buying came in at this previous bottom. So to me, on a technical level, this is actually quite a reasonable and healthy point of buying that we saw and witnessed, where they jumped in. So if you pull this line up, it's exactly touched that previous bottom. But if you keep it at the tip, buyers have actually put their orders in a little bit earlier so they don't miss out. So that's a pretty significant bottom. And so the market has sold off, and then buyers have had all their orders in place, which we can have a look here on the VPVR indicator. So you can see here where the indicator shows that there was weaker amount of buying. So of course, this is where the gap occurs. When a gap occurs, there's no support, so you get a bit more of a free fall. So the buying only came in down here. So once those orders were triggered from a previous bottom, up went the pushing, and so the buyers jumped in, and now we've been witnessing a pushback to this previous bottom. To me, I think this is what we'll witness. I don't know if we're going to go any further. Obviously, nobody does, but at least on my hypothesis is that we'll stay at this point and potentially go a little bit sideways and maybe come back up again. And we either roll over and continue our down motion, or we're going to start our climb up again, which creates a bit of a more steady uptrend here. If we do a line across there, gives us a bit more of a slower, less parabolic movement. So we'll see about that. Back to this chart. If we take out this bottom here in Australian dollars at $67,000, $68,000, then the next point of where we'll be looking at some support would be the $59,000 mark. If we take that out, then yeah, sure, we have to really be looking at the $53,000 mark. But knowing institutional buyers came in, let's go back here, around the 30,000 USD here. A lot of Tesla came in around here, from what we hear, and it just obviously traveled up and continued its up bull run. But we don't have huge amount of support under there. So again, if we do bust this particular line, this 44,000 USD, then we're looking at 31,000. But I really, if we do see that, then sure, we have hit a bear market. But at this point, I wouldn't really expect that to occur. There is, if you look at this triangle, we'll have a look at this, what would be the breakout. So I've already put that marker there, and we delete that one. So if you look at that flag that we've got just here, we would see that this would be really what we're looking for, is the next point of 45,000 USD. Going into Aussie dollars, we've got this flag from here to here, and where would that be on the breakout? Be about there. So yeah, it's actually where we've come to, which is perfect confluence. So potentially that would be all we're going to see as far as a push down and a sell-off. But if we go in the smaller time frame, let's have a look what's going on in the 1 hour for Bitcoin. We're still quite red. We're still quite bearish here for the short term. We want to be really seeing some green candles come up. So I really do think we'll probably come down here to our 51,000 US. I do think we'll probably come down here to touch this point here, but we'll have to wait and see. So let me know in the comments if you found any of that sort of calming, because a lot of people are in a bit of a panic mode, and fair enough, because we're seeing a lot of red in the street. Ethereum lost its gains that we recently did. Dogecoin is the only one that's really sort of holding out from yesterday's bottom. Theta, good buying opportunity here in Australia for $12.23. T-Fuel is also just touching a previous bottom, so you know that's a really good point to buy if we were looking at hopefully the market continuing its uptrend. Otherwise, you need a dollar cost average and just buy percentage. As it gets lower, you buy a bit more and a bit more. So if you had $1,000, you put $250,000 at every Fibonacci point to buy, and hopefully at some point you'll be seeing an uptrend occur. We've got Dentcoin also at the golden pocket. Hollow at the 50%, almost hit the golden pocket, 61.8%. These are all just indicators and calculations that, and sacred geometry, mathematics that tend to work in trading, and they can support our views, or at least give us an insight. When they line up with other points, then they definitely are showing us some guidelines as to what we can make a decision on based on certain numbers. Here, Zilliqa also still on its uptrend, pulling back to that mean line. So everything's still okay. Uniswap, still, this is the buying price that we had here. BNB, so the exchanges have pulled back pretty significantly. Origin Protocol, nice buying opportunity, 50% as well. And Litecoin lost everything that it sort of, from that bull channel that's there, the little one there. But yeah, at the end of the day, we've got to make our decision whether we just hold tight or sell off or buy more, and that's really your decision to make. Hopefully you can have a bit of cash on the side, and this is really a good time to buy, because when you see something drop really sharp, it's usually a good time to buy. But in a bear market, or let's say in a crash, there is no floor for a while, and so you tend to buy in, but then it keeps going, and then you if you got a little bit more money, you'd buy in, and if it just keeps going, then you're devastated. And so a lot of people get wrecked that way and they lose a lot of money. But if you're smart, you'll just hold tight. Try not to think yourself as a day trader. The safest option is to be an investor. So invest in technology and projects that you think are going to be worthwhile for the long run. So like Holochain, Theta, and just hold them. Hold them for a year, for 2 years. It's cheaper on the tax side, so you pay a lower rate for capital gains. And we know that every time we make an event, a transaction, so whether you change from Bitcoin to Ethereum, or you buy from fiat to Bitcoin, or you sell Bitcoin to fiat, or any altcoin, that's an event and that's taxable. So within 12 months, you'd be paying here in Australia 35%. After 12 months, it's 15%. But this is not financial advice. None of this is. This is all for you to do your own research. This is all just educational. Talk to your accountant about the specifics and get yourself organized so that when tax time comes, you know what you're doing with your profits and your losses. If you get profits, you really want to be saving that and putting that aside as you go throughout the year. Anyway, I hope this all finds you well. Please subscribe to the channel. Help me get this word out. Help me get this channel cranking. I want to put more time into these videos. I would like to dedicate more research towards you guys. I just freestyle my videos. I just literally pull out my charts and check it out, what's going on, and I just share that with you guys. I consider you guys interested in knowing what's going on, and most of you are new, and so I really want to support new people coming into the crypto space. I want you to be safe when you're trading. I don't want you to buy the tops and sell the bottoms, because that just is not profitable. So if you can support me by liking it, sharing these videos, and also making sure you're subscribed, slowly we'll get to a point where YouTube will support our monetization, and I can put more time into the videos, and I'll actually spend time giving you my research, and he'll be able to give you guys edited videos too, because right now I just press play, record, and off we go. So anyway, thumbs up from me. Take care. See you in the next video.